And welcome back to the Mindful Model Makers Workshop. So this is how I've got on with that brass kit that I was making. So there's the end, that's the rear, one window pane in there, the other end with a door, and then so-called front, two windows, two doors there that are open. You can see the detail on the inside of the wooden door there, like so. Another door there with the detail you can just see down in there, and another closed door there. I mean, you can make this door open if you want. It does, the way it's fixed, I could just bend that out, but I'm just going to leave it like that. Now, one thing with brass, copper, any of those kind of metals, aluminium, if you're going to paint them successfully, they need what is known as a etch primer. Now an etch primer is basically, I think it must have some form of kind of acid in it where it will kind of burn its way just a little bit into whatever you're putting it on. If you just use ordinary paint, after a while it will peel off. One of the easiest places to buy an etch primer is to go for somewhere like Halfords, because obviously people that spray cars and things, if there's aluminium panels on there or whatever, will need it. This is a Phoenix and it's got grey single pack self etch primer. It's got a bit of a funny strong smell. If you're using it indoors, I would suggest opening a window for ventilation. It needs a very good stir. It's quite thick. I'm going to just put this on lightly by brush. If you go to somewhere like Halfords, you'll get an aerosol can of it, and it just mist it across really to start with. Very thin mist coat across, 2 or 3 coats of that, and then you can paint on top. So it's quite a nice grey paint. It is, yeah, reasonably thick it feels. So I'm going to give it a really good stir. It's a long time since I've used it. And I've used this on lots of brass items that I've used, made. Not a brass kit like this. I haven't made one like this, but various bits I've made that have got brass in it. Maybe a loco kit. Various bits and pieces. So anyway, there we are. So that's that, and then all I'm going to do is just give it a light coating of that. So this is it. I've managed to put it all together. Now I did say I was going to arrow dye it. In the end I didn't bother. I super glued the whole thing by just pinning it, clamping it, just running. I've got an old piece of rail, actually, a bit of a 00 gauge piece of rail. I snipped that off, file it down, and I just run that along various bits that I need to do. So I'm just going to paint this on very lightly, and like so, just to undercoat it, prime it, ready for whatever I want to put on the top. So this will give you a better chance of the top coat adhering. Don't want to put it on too thick, just quite lightly. Take off most of the excess and just paint it on. So I'll try not to get it on that piece at the top, because obviously I want to glue the roof to that when it comes to fixing the roof. I just want to make sure it gets down into the grooves. It's quite a soft brush that I'm using, and yeah, so there we are. That's basically what it's going to look like. It dry nice and matte. It's beautiful stuff. I've sprayed it on to a 5-inch gauge loco that I built once, which I stripped down and repainted, and I had an aerosol of this and about 3 coats, and it come up absolutely beautiful. It's got a really nice finish, and it looks nice just in the primer when it's done. But yeah, it's worth taking your time, getting it on there thinly. You can still see through it a little bit. I might give it another coat. If not, there's enough on there for a top coat to adhere to. And that's it really. So I don't expect you want to sit and watch me paint all night long. But anyway, we started to etch prime that. I should go round a few little bits on the inside. Obviously the inside of the doors will need doing because they will be painted. And perhaps at any areas that you can see through, I might just paint across the back bit there because you can see through in them doors. Just depends on whether I'm going to put things inside or not to prevent you from seeing right through. But anyway, that's where we are on the kit. So it's going together quite well. There's only really the roof and the little building to go on the end. But I thought I'd just get this done first. I'll leave that until I've glued on the little outbuilding. And then we'll go from there, because obviously I need to just get that. But I just wanted to get this coat on so that I can carry on with the painting of the model whilst other bits and pieces are going on. So that's what we're going to do. The other thing you could do, of course, the roof, I could etch prime that before I even glue it on. But that will need a little bit of straightening out, because you find some of the brass, even though it's been kept very flat, it could just, it's got a little tiny bend in it. Not a harsh bend, but a soft bend, but it needs just bending back the other way just to coax it, to straighten it out. So we're just getting the paint right down into the windows, all in the little nooks and crannies that are in there. So that, yeah, it's coming up quite nice. I think when you start getting the primer on, it takes on a different thing altogether. And like I say, the fumes, it is quite strong. So I'll warn you of that. So you can either wear a mask or open the window, get some ventilation in so that you're not breathing the fumes in. So there we go. So anyway, we've done one part of that now. Right, so I'll see you in the next video when I start putting some more bits on and the roof, and we can follow it through then till the end. So there we are. That's where we are at the moment. So if you like this, subscribe, like if you like it, and there are 2 other videos on this particular building on here, so if you want to watch them, if you subscribe, you can go back and watch all the other videos that I have on here, which are on various different subjects, but you'll see that anyway. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.